I love eBay, you love eBay, but there's definitely some improvements that eBay can make. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what eBay can improve on their platform. I asked you guys on Instagram for some suggestions, and I've got some of my own as well. eBay has been around for the best part of 25 years, and over those years, it has changed dramatically. But I still think there is room for improvement. Don't get me wrong, eBay's great. It's how I make a living, it's how you guys make a living, and yeah, I wouldn't want it any other way. But still, there is little tweaks here and there that could make it a lot better for buyers and sellers. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. More about that later in the video. So without further ado, we're going to get into all the suggestions from you guys. I've got a few little bits of my own to mention. And yeah, let's see if we can make eBay better. And of course, eBay UK, eBay US, like international, it's a big company. So I think if they change something, it'd have to go through all of those different bodies, eBay UK, eBay US. So to actually change something, even though you might think it's only a small bit of code, it's probably like such a huge thing to get like the smallest thing changed. So yeah, I'm not holding my breath on some of these things, but maybe in the future, definitely in the future, some of these things can become a reality. And hopefully this is a way of getting our point across as well, because I want to use this channel as a voice, you know, between our community and kind of eBay and Vinted and all different companies. If we can kind of get our message through, that's great. The first thing I'm going to tackle is something I'm passionate about myself, and I know a lot of you guys are as well, and it is the feedback. The feedback on eBay has been around for donkeys, 10, 20 years. As long as I can remember, there's been feedback on eBay, and that feedback from 20 years ago still counts as a number on your account today. So yeah, it's long-standing and it holds a lot of value to the buyers, so they'll always look at the feedback and go, yeah, I'm confident I can buy from this seller, and hopefully it'll be a good service. But a lot of my subscribers are signing up to eBay and they're selling 100 items, and out of those 100 items have sold, they're getting 5, 10 feedback, 1 in 10 are leaving feedback, and it's not mandatory to leave feedback. So when you look at Vinted, they do the automated feedback, so after 4 days, if they've not left feedback, you get an automatic positive. So to put a long story short, Vinted are rewarding their sellers. So if you sell 10,000 items on Vinted and not one person left you feedback, you'd still have 10,000 positive ratings on Vinted. And I feel like eBay could definitely use this, because there's millions of people that don't leave feedback. Even for myself, leaving feedback's a bit of a chore. So I have automated feedback as a seller, which is nice. But maybe something as a buyer, after a week, after 2 weeks, after a month, maybe the return period, you get an automatic feedback. That'd be great. And it doesn't, I don't think it'd be a massive change, but I think it'd make a good, big difference to especially new people who want to build that feedback score up. One more thing from Vinted that is real good that eBay could probably take on board is when you accept an offer on eBay, that is now classed as sold and no one else can see the item. If you accept an offer on Vinted, it's still for sale. It's not, you know, if it's not paid for, it's not sold, basically. So yeah, if you sold something on eBay for £500 and the buyer just doesn't pay, 4 or 5 days gone by, you've got to cancel it. But if you accept an offer on Vinted, £500, and the buyer doesn't pay, that item is still on your store and millions of people can still see it and buy it. Whereas on eBay, you're kind of locked into a corner if they don't pay for 4 days, and that your item's not for sale anymore for those 4 days, and you've got to relist it, which is a little bit of a, it feels a bit old school. I feel like they should leave the listings up until they're paid for. I feel like the automatic payment system is kind of coming in place now. A lot of, when you get an offer, a lot of it's kind of, as soon as you accept, the buyer pays. So I think they're actually rolling that out at the minute, so I don't want to go in too much detail in that. But one thing I would say is eBay auctions. If someone bids and has a winning bid, that should be them kind of putting that £100 down. And as soon as the auction ends, it should be paid. More often than not, you sell something on an auction and it never gets paid for. That bid, when someone bids, that should be you putting your card down and saying, yeah, if I win, that is paid for. I think that's something that could really improve the auction system. I don't use it too much, but I've had problems in the past when you get non-payers. It's a bit of a pain. A lot of people on Instagram did say they want lower fees, but that's not going to happen. You know, this is how the world works. Fees, they are what they are. Do you know what I mean? You get hundreds of millions of potential buyers. I think it's fair. You know, it'd be great if it was 1%, if it was 0% like Vinted, great. But I can't see them going down anytime soon. So on that one, I can't see any change. Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day, and you've got to make as much money as possible, unfortunately. Had a lot of people mention about the 4-day non-payment thing. You know, you can tell when someone's definitely not going to pay. They're not responding to messages. After a day, you should be able to cancel, no doubt about that. I'm not sure why they've gone with this 4-day period. It seems like a long time. It does feel like a long time at the, when you're in it. So yeah, maybe shortening that down to 48 hours or a day. Shouldn't be too much hassle for them to do in terms of coding. I feel like 4 days is a little bit of a stretch, to be honest, because you get a lot of people that are non-payers, anyway. So if you're not going to put mandatory payment in there, at least shorten down that non-payment period to 2 days, 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever you can. 4 days, it's a long time, and it's probably a little bit unnecessary, because especially when you accept an offer and that item's now off your store, like I mentioned, for 4 days. If it was a 4 days non-payment period and your item was still live on your store, that'd be a bit better. It gives other people a chance to buy it still. It just kind of works in tandem. If you want to lower that period down, or leave the item up on the store, which would be nice. So both of them kind of work in tandem. People love the vintage system where they buy, the label's already pre-bought and you get a label straight away. That could be handy, but then it's a little bit complicated as well with different weights and sizes, etc. I think that'll be a lot harder to roll out than some of the other stuff. But yeah, the prepaid label would be good. That's kind of what the buyer's paying for on Vinted, I guess, with the buyer protection fees and the postage, etc., etc. But yeah, maybe something in terms of, or like if I sold 30 items on eBay, it just prepaid the labels and it was ready to go. That'd be great. In a perfect world, that'd be done. Like, I'd come into work and I'd have 30 labels ready to go instead of me weighing everything and measuring everything. Just have them there ready to go. And I guess that'd be quite hard to implement with all the different postal systems and stuff. It just save you a lot of time. So something to think about, but again, it's a little bit far-fetched. Another good suggestion I did have was about AI. Obviously, you get the AI descriptions. At the minute, they're a little bit manufactured. They don't feel too nice, do they? But in terms of AI to fill out the actual item specifics, that'd be good. Again, you should be able to kind of pick the right ones, and then you can go in there and change what you need to change. So as soon as you go to list something, there's loads of stuff filled out already, which would be nice. And then if you want to tweak something, you can do. I do imagine over the next few years, as AI progresses, I'm sure that would come to fruition. I know you're all enjoying the eBay chat, but let's just jump into the kitchen. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Shout out to HelloFresh. Dinner is solved. So HelloFresh is a dinner delivery service that makes stuff a lot easier. We don't have to run around the shops getting vegetables. I'm not good at that. Charlotte thinks she's good at that, but she's not. But yeah, I'm gonna open up the box. We've got some recipes. We've got a Serrano ham wrapped chicken breast with cheesy truffled roast potatoes. It tells you exactly how long it takes, how many of your 5 a day it is, exactly how many ingredients are in there. So it's real good. It has everything on the back in terms of nutrition and literally how to prep it and, etc., etc. We've also got a dessert as well, apple and red berry oaty crumble dessert. Well, yeah, it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dinner is served. Next up, we've got an easy beef meatball loaded flatbread with chips, harissa, mayo, slaw, and Greek style cheese. Again, 5-minute prep time, 25 minutes to cook. It tells you how spicy it is, what's in there, but it looks nice and tasty.
Basically tells you every single thing you need to know. Ingredients, calories, everything.
So for beginners like me, yeah.
And that's going to be fun today because John, a complete novice, is gonna be cooking his own dinner for the first time in 25 years of his life.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to go for this one. It is the pulled teriyaki duck with spicy chips. I'm not a big peanuts and pickled red onion fan, so we'll probably, lay low on those. But this is a street food dish, mild spice, got 185 a day in there. And yeah, this is literally what I'm going to follow today. So, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff.
Let's see how you get on with following a recipe card because you're a novice, aren't you? So let's see if you can do it and how it turns out.
So inside the box, you get your fresh vegetables, potatoes, red onion, you get your meat, sauces, all your little peppers and condiments and everything you need in there. So there's no extras that you'll need. Exciting stuff.
Let's see how you get on. As you can see, Schnitz is being our recipe card holder and John's starting by chopping the chips, which is very strange for me because I'm not used to John doing cooking.
Yeah, our knives aren't great, so bear with me. But I've got a few done. I've got this tiny little knife here on the go.
It is actually good for the small potatoes.
Yeah, but these ones are rubbish. We need to get some new ones, don't we? Just make sure I don't chop my fingers off.
No fingers lost so far for step 1, but yeah, we'll get them in and then you'll prep your duck ready for the oven.
Yep, I'm good to go. Thank you, HelloFresh. Beautiful. So chips done, we need to roast the duck. So we've got the duck out, bit of salt, pepper, seasoning. Obviously I'm a novice, but Charlotte's helping me along the way.
That's the thing, you can do it as a couple, which is nice.
Yeah, so roast on the middle shelf of the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And yeah, then we can finish the prep, get it served up, but it looks beautiful. I'll have a little bit more of a fussy version, but you'll see.
Well, that's the nice thing. I can have onion on mine, and you can have it without. It's extras, isn't it?
Yeah.
In it.
In it.
Extras, isn't it? So yeah, we'll get it all cooked and then show you what it's looking like.
So just pulled the duck out of the oven. It's looking beautiful. I'm just gonna add some teriyaki sauce, which is provided as well. So as I said, I am a bit fussy with vegetables and stuff like that. So this is the plain version, the John Luke version.
Well, the only thing you don't have on it is red onion and peanuts. So
yeah, but I do like my duck.
You do?
So there is a link down to HelloFresh in the description. It is code 60 John Luke for 60% off your first box, and then 25% off your boxes for the next 2 months after that, and you get some free gifts as well. But I'm gonna tuck in and enjoy, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the video.
Is it good?
I got a lot of messages about seller protection, you know, business policies and postage policies. You know, it's not followed a lot of the time, and when something does go wrong, it's hard work on the live chats and the different customer service teams and etc. etc. It's similar with, you know, anything. Every time you contact the customer service, it's hard to get what you want. But yeah, maybe more protection for sellers. It's hard. It's easy to just say that in one big sentence or small sentence, but yeah, everyone's got horror stories on eBay, so maybe if we lower these horror stories, you know, and you know the actual scammers don't get away with stuff as much, that'd be nice. But again, that's been happening for 10, 20 years, hundreds of years in different type of ways. Another very good suggestion that I did have from you guys was about the global shipping program, which is great. I don't really fault it too much, apart from the return policy is a little bit grey area sometimes. You can get done over a little bit when the buyer's being funny and they're out to get you. But apart from that, combining shipping. So I've had it a lot of times when someone's bought something else, and they've gone to, you know, pay, and they're like, why do I have to pay 30 quid for postage and 20 quid for postage? There should be a way to combine that shipping. It's not as easy as if I'm shipping 2 items to London for the same address. Just combine it, bosh, away you go. On the global shipping program, it's not really. I don't think there is a way to do that. The bulk of your suggestions, though, were automatic feedback, like Vinted, automatic labels, like Vinted, combined shipping. It's all about the feedback, really. You want to get a better feedback system, automatic stuff, automatic payment as well. Like, let's try and get that for everything. Auctions as well. I did see another one just there that was good. It was add the bundle option from Vinted, which is nice. So maybe someone can pick out 5 pieces of clothing. I know you can kind of do that as a bundle deal, but maybe, you know, there's a way of saying, oh, I want these 5 dresses, can you do a little bit better? That'll be a nice little feature, and I don't think it'd be too hard to put together. Apart from the obvious stuff though, like lower fees and better customer service, protect the sellers and less scammers and all that. If I've missed anything in today's video, please do let me know down below. If you got any suggestions from eBay, hopefully someone from eBay is watching, so they can read down below, and just to see what we can improve on. And obviously this is not down to eBay UK, it's all eBay US. It's like a massive corporation, do you know what I mean? So if you wanted something to change, you'd have to go through 1 million people to get the tiniest thing changed. I did speak to a gentleman at the eBay Awards who works on the authentication team, so he's in charge of the eBay authentication, he does all the trainers, etc. And I spoke to him about, what was it? It was when the buyer gets a notification saying the item's delivered, but they've not actually been delivered yet, so they message me saying, oh, it says it's delivered and all that, but it's only been delivered to the authenticator yet. So obviously they're in the process of changing that, and it's such a small change, like a small tweak, but it takes a while to get the ball rolling, because, you know, in a big company like that, you've got to go through 1 million people. So yeah, I'm not expecting anything from this video in terms of tomorrow we wake up and there's automatic payments and we've got all this and that, better feedback. But yeah, it's just put the feelers out there. This time in 5 years, hopefully there's some automatic feedback and there's some better features. It's a polished product already, just even more shiny polished product. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I just want to say a massive thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Use code 60JohnLuke for 60% off your first box, and then 25% off your boxes for the next 2 months after that. You get some free gifts and all that as well. So good stuff. Some good food. I enjoyed that duck. It was real nice. And yeah, get involved. It works out like £3 a portion. So yeah, it's good. It's cold. It's cold times now. Cold times. Get the food into your house through the door and get cooking. Anyway, hope you did enjoy anyway. Leave a nice comment down below. Hit subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.